like to give an analogy, I guess. Let's say abortions were frogs, right? And people were like, no frogs. I hate frogs. Get rid of the frogs. No more frogs. Cool. Right. That shit passes. All of a sudden, man, there's a lot more fucking mosquitoes and bugs and all this shit.
Right.
How did this happen? It's just like, well, if we kept the frogs, then none of this would happen. It's like that. Like, it's the same people that are pro-life. Most of them, I think, they're the ones who complain about, like, oh, these families with not like only one parent household and these troubled kids. Like from those people that get troubled kids, they break the law, they go to jail, and it just becomes like worse. And all they want is welfare and blah blah blah. It's just like, well, you could have stopped all that if you would have let that person get an abortion. That person today would not have been on welfare. Probably would have studied, got like a good job or something, right. Productive member of society. None of the bad shit you talk about. So like what, like are you allowed to complain about both?
No. No, you're not.
So these pro-life people, like, if they start talking about how welfare and blah 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 this stuff, they should just shut the fuck up. It's like you chose your battle. Your battle was abortion. You won in Alabama. No more complaining about anything else. I mean, as far as like the shit that it affects.
Because that's actually a great question. If you are pro-life, then should you have the right to then complain about where America's budgeting goes when it comes to lower class families and lower class people, or as usually people who are pro-life would say, the left. So they think Democrats and liberals are usually fill up that group of people. So should you be able to vote on that? I think that'd be actually a great solution to that. That'd be an amazing solution. If you're pro-life and you're like, okay, I don't want people to kill other humans. Cool. Then you forego your right to vote for these things right here. You can't touch this now because you have chosen that you want, more people, which is a bigger population, which is more funds, which is things that, we have to worry about. So since you want that, then you can't touch any of this shit. Don't talk to me about gas prices. Don't talk to me about welfare. Don't talk to me about Medicaid, Medicare. Don't talk to me about Social Security. Don't talk about none of that shit. Yeah. All right? You've made your choice. Go over there. All right? And
it'd be crazy too. It'd be a good idea to like okay, those people that voted to pass that, now let's tax them to and those extra tax dollars would go toward shit like child services, like the foster care system, all that crap for all the kids that get left behind because they weren't allowed to get aborted.
No, because that'll never fucking work. Because
I mean, it'll work, but it's just like hey,
I have a loophole to that. They should, if you are pro-life, then you should automatically be placed on the foster care / adoption list. Automatically.
Oh yeah, to take care of the kids.
Automatically.
Yeah. Like you gotta take your turn.
Yeah, you gotta take your turn, because if you're a person who wants to, again, as you said, if you're a person who, and again, it's if you're a good-hearted person out there, right? That's why you're, that's why you believe in
the reasons you say.
Right, for the reasons you say, if you're pro-life and a life is a life and they have choices and they should have the ability to be able to make their own decisions and things like that, then damn it, you should help them make those decisions and you should take care of that child.
What about the people that go, the pro-life people, like, well, that was their mistake. Like, I didn't force them to have sex and do this and that.
You forced them to get raped. They forced themselves to get raped. Like, I mean,
yeah.
See, it's just.
So what? Okay, I guess let's take out the rape and incest people that were just fucking to fuck. They didn't want to use a condom for whatever reason. They get pregnant. Or do those same rules apply now? Like the whole the pro-life people have to take care of those kids too.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. Because, like I said, if we're going on the simple fact that you're telling people, take out people, you're telling women that, no, that is wrong. You should not do that because you made those choices. Then, okay, since you're telling me it's wrong, all right, I accept my mistake. Now, I don't want this baby, though. So please accept that you're going to take care of this.
Yeah. Because there is options. There's no laws against like putting your child up for adoption or whatever.
None whatsoever. So that's why I just feel like the whole thing in general is just one big clusterfuck of stupidity. and I don't. Here's a question: what do you think is the end game of this? Like, why? Why? What is the actual reasoning? Why would the state of Alabama pass this law? Why do you think it's a lot of the pro-life people are trying to push towards this type of super strict abortion penalties and laws?
I just think it's some form of like the old ways, like going back to what America once was, and like we had wholesome ideals and like this fantasy of like this perfect, morally perfect person, which never existed.
Right.
I think, but like on TV and like the shit that people want to portray, I'm such a good person and I would never do that and like all this stuff, because like you said in the beginning of the podcast, like you were programmed to believe this stuff. Like if you go out into the world and experience shit, you might be different, but since it's so hardcore in your brain, that's it.
Yeah, I was a person who was very, very blunt when it came to, because I went to a high school. Shout out to Jordan, but I went to a high school that was just imagine like the worst of the worst all in one place at one time. Like the worst of the worst, but then also some great people mixed in, right? So it's gonna be it's gonna be like weird, right? A lot of shit's gonna happen, right? I saw a lot of shit. I saw people obviously selling drugs. I saw people using drugs. I saw niggas drunk in class and out of class. I saw girls getting fucked. I saw niggas who wanted to fuck girls. I saw niggas getting fucked. That's a story.
Really? I've never heard this.
Like, that was.
You were just like, you couldn't look away.
I'm gonna join in.
Slowly put out the camera.
Yeah, I think the first time I saw a dude get kissed was Jordan.
Oh, I think you said fucked.
Well, no, I mean that too. I saw it. Yeah, yeah. I saw a lot there, right?
Right.
So I also and I don't remember if this happened at Bancroft. Maybe you can fill me in. I don't remember, but this was also the first time I saw like young parents.
I kind of grew up with young parents, so
this is the first time I saw like actually someone who was my age or younger have a child.
Oh yeah. Like people getting pregnant.
Right.
Yeah. That was the first time.
So this is the first time I saw that shit, right? And I distinctly remember. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this shit at all. A lot of the girls that it happened to, I was like, well, y'all was some thotties.
When you find out who it was, you're like, oh, okay.
That was what happened.
That's the thought process.
Yeah, I bet you it was bomb. Nigga couldn't pull out. It's what it is, right? But the thing that was always crazy to me was they would still come to school.
For a bit,
right?
Yeah.
They would still come to school and they would still try to do as much as they could, right? Mm-hmm. And it was insane how as soon as they had that kid, they changed. Like the girl that you knew before, who's either like super wild or super ratchet, or she was super nasty or whatever, that changed. At least in my opinion, like from my perspective, it changed. It wasn't like these girls, beforehand most of them were pretty ratchet, right? And then coming back, it was like, nah, all that's out the window. We're not doing that no more and everything like that.
Like I'm a mother now, and
right. And then like even the niggas who was like chasing them, whatever, didn't chase them no more and things like that, right? And I know, looking from an outsider's perspective, it was like, damn, you were someone who just a year ago, literally, I guess if you're a kid, as a kid we have like these real superficial thoughts and everything like is so serious, but it's not. So when
first time experiencing all this shit, so it's all serious.
So when a girl thinks you like a good looking nigga, you like, oh shit, I'm a fly ass nigga out here, or like vice versa. When guys think a girl's bomb, she's like, oh yeah, I'm that bitch and everything, right? So a lot of these women had that, right? They were it. And then now it's been stripped away. Like, no, you're no longer that, because they know I'm not trying to fucking have no fucking what? We gonna go out and I'm gonna babysit your kid afterwards?
Yeah.
What's fucking gonna happen now? You crazy? I'm 15. What the hell?
I got homework to do.
Bitch. But, so, now that's been taken. right? And I saw a lot of girls go through like shit mentally.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of girls break down. There was one girl that me and Jay remember, who I won't name, but she was like very erratic with her behavior and everything.
You mean after the fact?
No, before, I didn't even know her before, right?
Right.
After the fact, she was very erratic. And she was the only person I ever saw, which I was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, we're 15, 16. I'm a junior at this point, and she had brought her kid into class. Like, she brought the kid to school.
Can you do that?
I don't even know, but the kid was in there, and the kid was, it was crazy because like, the kid will be hungry or like walking around and shit. I'm like, there's a fucking baby
in high school
right now,
that's crazy.
It was like, and then at a point it was sad because once again, you knew that she was gonna be, doing that for the rest of her life until obviously that baby was old enough to take care of itself. So obviously, when it gets to being our age, that we are now,
yeah,
right. So I'm like, I wonder, did she ever think, I just want to get rid of it? And then the same things, because I remember she was a very religious person too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, clearly her family was like, hell no, right? Because you made this choice and everything like that.
Right.
And the thing that always was crazy about it was because I saw her have those issues. I saw her be like, I have to, she would leave because someone had to watch her child, or she would leave class because she was having these, issues with her body and things like that. And I would be like, man, what the fuck? Like, I'm tired of this shit. Like, we're like, you always come in here like, fucking, you did it. Like, right. Man up, nigga. Like, and then I thought,
like kid thoughts. Yeah.
Right, super kid thoughts, right? And then I thought about it. I think about it now, and I'm like, fuck. The nigga who did that was never around. Clearly.
Yep, he got away with it.
He got away with the shit.
He probably the parents probably took him like, no, he's too young to like.
Yeah, or he just didn't tell his parents, didn't talk to her no more. Fuck it, right? And I'm like, and she has to deal with that, and she has a big enough heart to be like, this is my child. I'm not gonna abandon it. I'm gonna try.
Yeah. And
she's trying, and that's something that like I just commended now because I'm like, fuck, like if that was me.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. I can't even like imagine it.
I couldn't even do it now, honestly.
Like,
fuck.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing where I just feel like these pro-life people, I don't think they see all that. I think they literally, because most of them are well off, most of them are people who are honestly, they didn't come from backgrounds like ours. They didn't come from situations like ours. They don't understand really how. I've seen kids fucking walk outside the house and be around none but gang members. I've seen babies, outside crying while mom was fucking down the street getting high or drinking and shit like that. And you're like, where's her mom, man? Like, I've seen neighborhoods have to take care of kids because the parents got locked up or some shit like that. And it's like, well, because they're friends of the parents are like, they don't want the state taking their kid.
Yep.
So now you got fucking the homeboy and the homegirl taking care of your kid and shit like that. I've seen that.
There's even stuff like today where it's just like the 12-year-old or like the oldest one out of however many kids they have. They like as soon as they get home from school, they're in charge. They got to take care of their younger kids. A 12-year-old basically has to be like the fucking mom and dad until they get home from work or whoever gets home.
Like, and that's just, and I feel like if we want to go back to this America that was perfect, apparently, we have to really think about then a lot of things that were way different back in those days, where there were 2-parent households. There were way more resources than they are now, right? So I just feel like I don't think there's an end game for this shit. I don't think there's I don't think there's a reason. I really do think it's just a lot of men who are like, no.
It's a way to control it's a form of way to control a group of people. In this case, it's a group of women. It's like a test. It's like hey, because I really don't think they care. Is the thing. I really don't think the fuck. So it's like, hey, let's see if we can control these people. If we could pass a law saying we can't control these people, how much further can we push this?
Right. What else can we do?
Yeah, what other group of people can we control with our laws and shit?
Do you think there'll ever be a point in history where we do get to the point where it should just solely be a woman's choice and that's it?
Yeah, we will. It's just gonna take a long ass time, and it's gonna take like the wave of new I want to say congresswomen that came in this year that were voted, I think, during the midterms. It's gonna take like a lot more of those people being in charge to like for like them to have enough power to where they could just whatever they want basically, and they could decide, they could just sway everything else. Because I mean, even if you have other people against you, that crowd is so small. Their vote's not going to mean anything, basically.
Right. I feel like we should get to a point where, honestly, some things just shouldn't be discussed if you're not a part of that group of people.